Welcome to the Fighting on Film podcast, the podcast all about classic and obscure war movies, from the Normandy landings to the days of chivalry and swords. If it's been captured on film, we're going to try and cover it. I'm Robbie of RM Military History.
I'm Matthew Moss of Historical Firearms and the Armourer's Bench.
As you'll know, Fighting on Film and Warfare Media partnered up to give our listeners a huge discount on high-quality Cold War posters. But now there's more. Warfare Media also offers clothing and the chance to order OP4 DPM camouflage uniforms. Support the podcast and use the code FOF20 at checkout for 20% off your order. Don't delay, visit warfaremedia.net today. And now, your starting lineup for your 2025 Fighting on Film podcast. At co-host from Skelmersdale, United Kingdom, 6 foot tall Matthew Moss. And at second co-host from Kent at 5'5", Robbie McGuire. We're back, folks. We are back for 2025.
Let's go. Wow. Well, okay. I was given a heads up that was going to be an intro. And it certainly was one of the intros of all time. Classic.
I'm channeling the Chicago Bulls 1996 intro, if anyone doesn't know out there, because I'm a big NBA fan. So I thought, bit of fun, wake everyone up on the commute or whenever they're listening to it. You know, I'm sure people have dropped the laundry, they've smashed a plate, but they're with us. So yeah, we're back. We had a break
we did.
Over the new year. Matt went to America working. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I moved house, so we're
busy all around.
Very. So now this is the FOF Towers HQ, and it is a Towers now because I'm in a flat. So this is FOF Mark II Towers penthouse. Yeah, it kind of is in a weird way. It's on the top floor. Yeah,
certainly felt like that getting your bed up there.
Oh God! Oh my God! Yeah, Matt was an absolute diamond and helped me move along with his girlfriend. And my gosh, we heavily underestimated the amount of stairs.
We did it, though. We did it.
We did it, because I'd not been since I viewed it. So, like, we got here and we were like, oh, there's a lot of stairs. Anyway, so, as you'll know, Tears of the Sun won the Patreon pick this month.
Thank you very much for everyone's support on Patreon.
Thank you for supporting. Yeah, it was to help keep the lights on while we've been off. It was Jarhead, Buffalo Soldiers and Narvik that were up for this month, and Tears of the Sun
That's a solid selection of films right there.
Yeah, it was good. It was decent. We had a bit of put our heads together, chose some ones that people might not have heard of. Cause I know
it wasn't close, though.
It wasn't, no. 46% of the vote, Tears of the Sun won by. And I'll go straight in to cast this week with my Who's Been in a Film with Bruce Before or After Club. I'm subtitling the cast with this week. Yeah. Nice. So, obviously, Bruce Willis, I mean, he needs no introduction. He leads the SEALs team as Lieutenant Alec Waters. Of course, you know, you'll know him from Die Hard. He also starred in Heart's War in 2002, The Siege in 1998, Pulp Fiction in 94, and a Vietnam film called In Country in 89, to name but a few.
I haven't seen that one. Is it any good?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it myself. I saw a trailer. We could do it. It's got an arm in it.
Have a look, yeah.
Monica Bellucci is Dr. Lena Kendricks. She's an international humanitarian aid doctor. Say that twice, blimey. Who's needing to be extracted by the SEALs team. She is the kind of plot, isn't she?
Yeah, basically.
She's the instigating factor. She's a MacGuffin, really. She sets it all.
She what do they call her? The oh God, I've got it in my notes here somewhere. They call her something weird. They call her the critical personality.
Yeah. Not sure why, but
which is code for MacGuffin, but yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And she's an Italian-born actress and model. She appeared in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Under Suspicion, and one for Matt, Asterix and Obelix, Mission Cleopatra, where she played Cleopatra. Oh, yeah,
I remember those Asterix films, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying you were a fan at one point. I can't remember. Yeah. You were a Tintin, Asterix and Obelix guy.
That's it.
I was a Cartoon Network kid, you know.
I mean, I liked a bit of Cartoon Network too. I mean, Cat Dog, can't argue.
Oh, God. Yes, I was a Codename Kids Next Door guy. Anyway, Tom Skerritt. So we've done it. We've had a tangent.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes.
Literally less than 10 minutes in. Amazing.
We're back to winning ways, folks. Tom Skerritt is up next. He plays Captain Rose. He's the SEALs commanding officer. One of his first film roles was in War Hunt, which is an early Robert Redford film in 1962. And
Hmm.
later in MASH in 1970. Other credits include Alien, Top Gun, The Rookie, and a 2 episode stint in the 60s with uncredited roles in 2 episodes of Combat.
Oh, combat mention.
So another
Oh,
another inductee into the Combat Club,
amazing.
which we'll have to cover this year at some point.
Yeah, I know. We've been meaning to do
We
it for
will.
a
It's
while,
just
haven't
so
we?
there's so many of it. You don't know. Do we do the pilot? Do we like do a grab bag and cover a couple of episodes? I'm
Mm.
sure we'll find out. Then I'm going to round up the rest of the SEALs team here because there's a lot of them, and they kind of flow in and out of the movie. It's quite cerebral. I'd feel. I don't know if you felt this, but there's either a lot of SEALs knocking about, or there's like three of them. They kind of
Yeah,
they come
there's
in
a
and
couple of
out.
guys that just pop up now and then. Definitely.
Yeah, like it's like a video game. When you have to have the sniper bit, the sniper comes up. When you have
Yeah,
to have someone with a grenade launcher man
he's
comes out
already
of the
in the tree.
woodwork.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So we have first up we have Cole Hauser, who fans of the show might know him as son of Wings Hauser from Siege of Firebase Gloria fame. He plays
Oh, what a
Red.
film.
Yep, he plays Red. He's like is he like second in command? Kind
Um,
of.
I don't think so. I get the feeling that the radio op Z is the second in command.
Yes. No, I think you might be right there. Actually, thinking
He
about
might
it.
be a team leader, one of the team leaders, like because it's split into red and gold team,
Yes,
isn't it?
that's it.
Two fire
That's
teams.
it.
So he might be one of those, I guess.
Yes. So Hauser starred alongside Willis in 2002's Heart's War, and he also appeared in Good Will Hunting,
Is he the
Tigerland, and
guy with the
Olympus Has
laptop? Is that
Fallen.
Cole?
No. Cole Hauser has the Mark 43 mod, the
Oh, right. Okay.
M60.
So the guy with the laptop is the namesake of the drummer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad
Flea.
Smith. Yeah.
I think that might
Ch-
be him. I'll get to him in
yeah,
a
yeah.
minute.
His
I've
name's
written down
literally
all their
Chad
roles.
Smith, and he plays the
Right.
character of Flea,
Oh
which is
yeah, I'll
very
get to them.
confusing. It's like a weird Red Hot Chili
Yeah, I
Peppers.
thought it was a reference, but maybe it's not. So then we have Johnny Messner as JKL, Johnny Lake. He's the one with the mohawk.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
he appears alongside Bruce Willis in 2005's Hostage, and he was also in The Equalizer, the Denzel Washington one, CSI Miami, and Cold Case. Then we have
Ah, another
Eamon
Fuqua
Walker.
film.
Yeah, Eamon Walker is Z, the team's radio op and grenadier. He's a London-born actor. He appeared in Unbreakable, Bruce Willis again, Lord of War, and for our British listeners, his TV work includes The Bill, Goodnight Sweetheart, and One Foot in the Grave.
What a 90s boy. Wow.
I couldn't not mention that this week.
He's a
There was a couple of
90s
others.
sitcom man.
Really is, but he's transitioned into doing a lot of American
Where are
roles
the
now. So
TikToks about those
I
boys?
know, right? Early career was a lot of British TV, and now
Yeah,
he's in
yeah.
American TV and
Amazing.
and,
Cool.
and, and film. Then we have Nick Chindland as Slorensky. He's the saw gunner and the recon man. He's the man with the laptop.
Okay.
He was in X Files, Gilmore Girls, and Con Air. Then
Nice.
we have Paul Francis as Doc Kelly. He's the corpsman, which is
Corn.
the sort of corpsman. That's it, corpsman. I always say that wrong. He that for the uninitiated, that's a medic. You know, it's like the Marine Corps medic, isn't it? He was in Pearl Harbor, 24, and Touched by an Angel. Never going to say that again on the show. Charles Ingram and Chad Smith round out the SEAL team. Ingram as Silk Owens, the sniper, and Smith as Flea, who is a marksman. Smith's credits include The Package, Hostage with Willis, and Ingram is most known for his stunt work on shows such as SWAT and Star Trek Into Darkness and 2010's The Expendables, which of course starred Bruce Willis. So there's a
Oh,
lot
there you
of
go. Yeah,
Willis
rounded it out.
connections in here.
Nice.
And then finally, rounding out the non-SEAL members of the team cast, we have Peter Mensah. He's a Ghanaian British actor as Commander Tawasi or Tawase, the leader of the rebel force that attempts to stop Willis and his team. His credits include 300, Avatar, and Gladiator 2. Then we have Sami Rotibi as Arthur Azuka, the son of the deposed President Azuka, who's being hunted down by the rebels. He's a Nigerian-born American actor. His credits include Lord of War and Django Unchained. And then finally, we have Akusa Busia as Patience Ozokwo, and she's a Ghanaian actress and songwriter. Her credits include The Color Purple, ER, and The Twilight Zone.
Ooh,
So there's a
interesting.
lot of people here, but there's not a lot of things to be said here
They're
in
not
terms of
doing a lot,
script.
yeah.
No,
They just seem to
Willis.
be walking through Hawaii mostly.
This is your bog standard Bruce Willis
Yeah.
starred film.
Mm.
early aughts. He's still in that golden
He's
period.
box office at this point, isn't he?
Yeah,
Still, it's coming to the
it
point.
drops off after Die Hard
Yeah,
4.
because we said this exactly. We said this the other
Yeah.
day, and when Die Hard 4 dropped, and it was frankly shit. Everyone was like, okay,
First swear back. It was
yeah,
you. I thought
it
it
was
would
me.
be me. Deary
Oh my
me.
god, the reviews are going to pour in.
Oh no.
Incredible. Is it time for a bit of production yet?
It is time for production right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's lead off with the director. It was directed by Antoine Fuqua, who is perhaps best known, I think, for his greatest film, Training Day. Um, that's my opinion. It's probably Rob's opinion as well. He's done some other good stuff,
He's
but
had a good career, but Training Day is probably the one that people are going to know him for. Yeah, I'd say.
yeah. King Arthur, 2004, awful. Olympus Has Fallen, 2013, not great.
It's all
Equalizer,
right.
24.
If
It
that was
started that
that was
whole
meant to be actually
White House
interestingly
down bullshit.
another Willis mention
Mm.
there. That movie script was a spec script for Die Hard 4 or 3. I can't remember what one.
Maybe they should have done that for
It should have
4.
done. It would have been good, wouldn't it? John
It would have
McClane
been
running around the
better.
White House. Oh,
Yeah,
would have been
would have been
great.
better.
Yeah.
Equalizer in 2014, Magnificent Seven in 2016, Equalizer 2 in 2018, Emancipation in 2022 with Will Smith,
Hmm.
and he's working on at the moment a Michael Jackson biopic. So that might be
Ooh,
interesting.
be
A
interesting.
little bit of a different change of pace for him there,
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
something a little less actiony, I assume, unless
Mm.
Michael Jackson's going to be running around the White House shooting terrorists, which seems somewhat unlikely.
Yeah.
And then we,
I could
and
see
then we've
it.
got.
I can imagine that. It'd
I'd
be
watch it.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
mean, they made that Robbie Williams film where he's a monkey, so
I
anything's
gotta
possible.
reload. Hee hee.
Wow, just moonwalking through the Oval Office,
Oh my
like
God,
laying down a
yeah.
belt. Script writers on this were Alex Lasker and Patrick Carrillo. Between the two of them, they've only had a few films between them. Lasker's greatest credit, to my mind, is Firefox 1982, the
What's a
Cold
good one?
War, the Cold War Clint Eastwood movie where he
We need to do
hijacks
that this
a
year.
Russian stealth film. It's a
Yeah,
cool one.
yeah.
Carrillo, a few films, but this is definitely his most noteworthy credit. Then, in terms of cinematography, we've got Mauro Fiori, who is an Academy Award winner for his work on Avatar 2009.
Oh, well, someone's got to win for that, haven't they?
It from what I've seen in the trailer for that film, it does look like it's well shot. And
Yeah.
this film's beautifully shot, so
Oh yeah, the cinematography is beautiful on this. It's one of its
it's
most
great.
redeeming qualities.
It
Yeah.
really is. Soldier Boys 1995, Get Carter 2000, the one with Sly Stallone.
Ooh.
Not great. Training Days, that was obviously his first work with Fuqua. The Kingdom, the A-Team, the 2019 Mosul series, which we both liked.
That was good.
Yeah. The Magnificent Seven, which again, Fuqua.
I
And
enjoyed
Avatar
that.
4
I quite like that.
is coming up in like 2035, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Whenever he gets around to it, he's making them. I
We'll
don't
all
know.
be long dead by the time they finish those Avatar movies.
I'm yet to meet a massive Avatar fan that cares, but people keep going to see
They
him.
don't exist. Me and you have talked about this.
I don't
Avatar
believe it.
fans do not exist. They can't.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know if you're a massive like an Avatar stan.
Yeah, I mean,
because
there's
I've
got
never
to
seen
be.
one.
I've
Yeah.
never. No,
Never
never
met one.
No.
Music was provided by Hans Zimmer, and if you don't know who Hans Zimmer is, where have you been? Two-time Oscar winner.
Matt's coming out swinging this week. He's saying films are rubbish. We don't
I'm
know
giving an
Hans
opinion.
Zimmer.
It's a
Get
review
out.
podcast. I've decided I'm going to be a bit more assertive. Crimson Tide, 1995. The Thin Red Line, 1998. Black Hawk Down, 2001. Pearl Harbor, 2001. Last Samurai, 2003. Kingdom of Heaven, 2005. Kung Fu Panda, 2008.
Wow.
Kung Fu Panda 2, 2011. Kung Fu Panda 3, 2016.
It's all
Dunkirk,
Hans Zimmer.
2007.
That's
Yes,
incredible.
all Hans Zimmer.
I didn't know he did
Dunkirk,
Kung Fu Panda.
2017. Top Gun Maverick 2022, Kung Fu Panda 4 2024.
I didn't even know they made 4. Wow.
They have, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then most recently Blitz 2024, which
Yes, of
we
course.
covered last year.
Yeah, amazing composer, one of the greats, surely.
Yeah, I mean it's a good score. There's none of
Mm,
that, the flomp that came to characterize
no,
the 2010 kind of Zimmer movie soundtracks a
mm,
little bit,
mm,
especially with trailers and stuff. But no,
yeah.
it's a good atmospheric soundtrack. It's not too intrusive either. It doesn't kind of like pull you out of scenes. It's quite emotive when it needs to be, etc. Technical advisor, interesting one this week. Harry Humphreys, former US Navy SEAL, former UDT as well before that. He's a Vietnam veteran who got out in like I think, late 60s, early 70s. Went
Hmm.
into consulting, went into film work. In the 90s, he turned more to film and did a whole run of incredible action movies. Here's just a few of them that are kind of more war related, military related, I guess. The Rock 96, Con Air 97, Enemy of the State 98, Pearl Harbor 2001, Black Hawk Down 2001, Bad Boys 2, I think is the best one, 2003, Charlie Wilson's War 2007, 13 Hours 2016, which we covered last year, Defy Bloods 2020, The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt, which is terrible, which we should do
A sci-fi month,
in
mate.
Sci-Fi Month, definitely.
Yeah.
Nailed on. Greatest beer run ever in 2022 was his last kind of military
Okay.
kind of side of things.
For FOF
Um,
fans out there, there's an amazing photo of him on the Internet Movie Firearms database doing training for The Rock, and he has like a tucked in green polo, and he's giving it some with a pistol. It's a
yeah, and
fantastic photo.
I think he's got like a high power, and it's
Yeah,
got like like a brown leather
that's
tan
it.
holster
And he's wearing
on
like
his
a
belt.
trucker cap. Very mid
Yeah, yeah.
90s man.
There's a great
It just
photo of him with Bruce where he's wearing one of those fishing vests.
oh
The
yes.
white safari fishing
Yeah, love
vests.
it.
Very,
Yeah.
very
Absolute
coded.
dude.
Um, for the film, they had everyone that was in the SEAL team do a 2 week boot camp, which I think helped a
Hmm.
lot. They look slick. They have the lingo down. It's quite good. There was also a senior military advisor on the movie as well, Cappy Surratt. His other works include Steel Sharks, which is a Gary Busey and Billy D. Williams submarine film, 1997,
Wow.
which is intriguing. I haven't found a trailer for it, but I saw it on his credits list, and I was like, "What is that?"
Okay. Okay.
Combat specialist was Joseph Bannon. He's worked on Brooklyn's Finest. But apparently, he had a 25-year law enforcement career which spanned the San Francisco Police Department, the DEA, the FBI, Secret Service, and U.S. Marshal Service.
Wow.
Apparently, he was on the presidential security detail as well. Absolutely wild bio.
Incredible
So I don't know
career.
what his role in the
Yeah.
film was, but he was down as a combat specialist. So interesting.
Yeah.
And then Mike Cunningham was the armorer, and Mike has worked on, again, a lot of films. We don't need to go into all of those. But Armory and the Ali Tally this week is going to be peak.
Oh
It's
yeah.
lit. Right.
Oh yeah. Stay tuned for that, folks.
And then there was a special thanks given to Commander Robert Anderson of the U.S. Navy Office of Information as well. Obviously, they worked with the U.S. Navy to film doing a lot of the helicopter sequences and also filming aboard the USS Harry Truman as well.
Mm,
Film was filmed mostly in Hawaii,
yeah.
although the Halo parachute scenes were filmed off the coast of California, and there was a fatality apparently of one of the
Oh
stuntmen
yeah, I
during
heard about
filming of
that.
that.
Yeah.
It was filmed, as I said, primarily in Hawaii in various locations. It's amazing how much Hawaii looks like Nigeria.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say that I've not looked at pictures of
But then
Nigeria. I've not been there,
but
so I
then
don't know.
now, when I see other movies that are filmed in that exact location as Hawaii, there's a shot and it's like a gully, but there's two mountains. And
Yes, I know
you've
the
seen
ones.
it in loads of movies
Hmm.
now. Like
Hmm.
I'm remembering it in the old Mine Palace, you
Yeah,
know.
I think it's in
But it,
Battleship as well and all those.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely in there. Yeah, I think it's Tropic Thunder was filmed there as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's the grass. It's that grass and the soil color and the trees. And yeah, it took about 8 months to film between February and October 2022. And that basically rounds out production this week.
Mm, yeah, it was a bit of a box office flop as well. 100 mil budget. I
No
think it
awards.
made
I was quite surprised. Not even noms.
no,
Nothing particularly.
68 mil, something like that, 70 mil
Mm,
off the top of my head.
yeah.
Off, a bit of a flop.
I think if they'd had another star in there, it would have helped.
I've said I'll mention this later. Something didn't click with audiences here. So that probably brings us into the first retro review of the year. And it comes from Peter Travers for Rolling Stone from March 2003. He gives it 1 star out of 5. And
Oof.
he says, and there is swearing in this review, just to warn you,
My
he
word.
says, "Cowboy
Swearing.
the fuck up," says Lieutenant A.K. Walters, Bruce Willis, to the scared Navy SEALs he leads on a mission to rescue a doctor
Amazing line.
treating patients in Africa. I know. It's a John Wayne line in a John Wayne movie, think the Green Berets, that should have added up to more given the timely subject of US intervention in the Third World. AK's orders are to save the only doctor, a US national, but he spurs his conscience to rescue her Nigerian charges. Director Antoine Fuqua can stage action, but he can't save a trivializing, reactionary script featuring a Hollywood star as a global savior out to teach us how to cowboy the fuck up.
You see, the thing is, I think we know from Training Day that at this point, Fuqua can really do dialogue scenes, monologues.
Yeah.
Really can. But it depends on the script and who he's got. If you've got a good script and you've got Denzel Washington, it makes your job easy, doesn't it? I mean, and this script is so pared back. It is very economical. There is not a great deal in there.
There was a lot of tension between Willis and Fuqua on the set, and they vowed never to work with each other again.
So much so, there's 3 separate interviews linked on Wikipedia on the page for interviews where he's said he didn't enjoy working with Bruce.
No,
So,
and if you're a filmophile, there's a lot of tangential things, and people have spoke about Willis's sort of work ethic and how he is. Kevin Smith famously, essentially did a whole tour talking about how he didn't enjoy working with Willis on a film called Cop Out, and Willis would have a penchant to like rip out pages of a script saying, that's bump, we don't need to say that. So, and I know that he co-produced the movie a little bit with one of his companies as well. So Willis has got a bit of,
had a bit of sway, yeah.
here. Yeah, I think it might show in the edit. I don't know. But anyway, getting on to our one-word reviews, the first ones of the year. We have Paul Burns, who says, "Ciao." A.D. Bronze says, "Brutal." Kevin Getz says, "Gutty." David Patterson, "Bellucci." There was a lot of Bellucci's this week. A lot of people were, quite enjoying seeing her in the movie, I think. Brian Williams says, "Underappreciated." Matthew doesn't give his second name. It's Egg and Legs on Twitter. He says, "Emotional." Ian Mays says, "Throw her on the chopper," all one word. Dr. Grant Howard just goes with mid. Coming out swinging. Philip Amaral says, "Thrilling." Will says, "Mohawk." And Paul Marshall round us out this week. He says, "Mixed bag." So there was a bit 50-50, I think. But I think the majority enjoyed it. Yeah. For sure. So I think that gets us to this week's Alley Tally.
Hello, Fighting on Film listeners. I'm Rob Lyman, historian, author, and, as you'll all remember, of course, a former Fighting on Film guest.
And I'm Jack Boucher, another historian, writer, and guest of Robbie and Matt's.
You'll be very pleased to hear that Jack and I have created a really exciting brand new show, the Forgotten War Podcast. Series 1 starts on Monday, the 3rd of February. Each week, for 12 weeks, we'll take you into the sweating, sweltering heart of the Burmese jungle.
But of course, it's not just dripping monsoon jungles. It's also a story of parched plains, going over rivers and mountains, sharing the incredible and often brutal story of the war against Japan in Southeast Asia. For our American listeners, that's the China Burma India Theatre.
Well, once this series is over, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to interview in Series 2 historians and relatives of veterans, and we'll undertake some forensic examinations of any and every corner of the Burma campaign, and there are plenty of them.
This really is a wonderful opportunity for those who both know the Burma campaign well to learn something new, but also for others to take their first steps with the Forgotten Army. We can't wait to have you join us. So make sure you follow us wherever you get your podcasts and on social media. We are at Forgotten War Pod. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
It's time for Alley Tally on Fighting on Film.
That was an advert for the Forgotten War podcast, which is being been made and hosted by our friends of the show, Jack Bauscher and Robert Lyman. You'll know Robert Lyman for his Empire at War book, esteemed historian. Jack Bauscher himself just wrote a book on the use of armor in the Far East. He's a fantastic historian as well, and they'll be taking you through the war in Burma in the Second World War. It's out now. It's all in the pod feeds.
Big task.
Search up the Forgotten War. I've listened to both episodes that are out at the time of recording, and it's fantastic. It's really good, so accessible. Go and give them some love, everybody, if you're that way inclined. Because
Absolutely.
yeah, we love to support our fellow podders out there, especially the indie ones, because it's just a tough old racket. So back into the Alley Tally this week. Matt, do you want to kick us off?
Where do you start with this? This is.
I know.
Oh
There's
my
so
god!
much here.
I'll let you cover the some of the drip, but I'll jump in.
I've got that.
I will say M4A1 carbines with the original Car 15 style stocks, not the SOP mod that we saw in like the GWAT era.
Okay.
The original Car
Global
15.
War on Terrorism for everyone out there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Topped off with the Aimpoint M68 combat optics.
Yeah.
And
We're coming out of. I've got it here. We're coming out of like 99 here. We're getting a bit tacti bro, aren't we?
We're coming out of that classic kind of Black Hawk Down-esque special forces look into a bit more the Global War on Terror era plate carriers, and we're moving away from the kind of ad hoc, lightweight, fast to a bit more a bit more bespoke. So there's a great sequence where Bruce is like chatting to, I think it might be Z or might be Cole Hauser's character, and he's just idly just taking off a PSV 14 like night vision optic, which he's got sat behind his Aimpoint M2 on the rifle. And I thought, wow, that's cool. You never see people taking off night vision.
No, you don't, do you?
Stuff off the rifle in daytime, and then you see him pop it back on at night, and it's cool. It's a very nice little inclusion, and there's a number of bits in this film where it's like the attention to detail in terms of the armorer and the combat coordinators is just really quite good. Like really nice little inclusions and bits like like when he pulls the Mark 23 and starts doing it on the suppressor. That was cool. Yeah.
No, I agree here. Like in terms of what you were saying about all the weaponry and the coordination, I feel that in how they look as well, like how they dress. So they're all specialists in their own way. They've all got a different role to play. And then because it's a SEAL movie, you can go down this route of dressing them all differently. So for me this week, I've got, we're in this, as you said, like we're in this weird coming out of the 90s into the early 1000s transitional period, but we've still got this like tried and tested gear on show. So there's M81 camouflage uniforms which were still being used at this point.
They look so good. They're like rain-cut 81 pattern, aren't they?
This movie's channeling like Vietnam era SEALs a lot, I feel.
And because they're wet most of the film, they're really dark and they look really cool.
Yeah, they're so stealthy in looking. So we've got there's M81 load-bearing vests and throat mics. But I'll do my main pick, if I may, Matt, this week.
Go for it, mate. Go for it.
So Cole Hauser is just thoroughly alley in this movie. And he's wearing what I think, and I've mentioned them on the show before when we did Bat 21, the SRU 21P pilot survival vest, which is like a gilet with loads of pockets on it, essentially. I bought one because I like them. It's knocking around the flat somewhere. I know, Matt egged me on to buy it.
I did.
But the thing is, what I like about it is I went online and I found the original pictures of the uniform on an auction site. And it's all these additional, like, personal additions, such as he's sewn a knife scabbard on there. He's put extra pouches on for his pistol mags. It's just really cool to see every guy has got what they need, and it feels like they actually have it in this movie. Like, it doesn't feel everything they're wearing has purpose. And I think for movies, Black Hawk Down did that really well as well, thinking of films from around this time. Something about this movie, someone's really thought about it, and I really, really enjoy that. And then obviously, of course, he's got a Mark 43 Mod O machine gun, which is an US naval variant of an M60. It's just cut down. It's got a little foregrip on the barrel, and it just gives him a very, very Vietnam era SEAL look to him, with a big heavy machine gun. I think it's great. Like they all feel real. These guys, there's something about them. Even Willis,
Yeah.
actually, to be fair.
He feels legit. I agree. He's like in belt kit, and they're all like rocking Emerson knives. Like he's got
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a down angled one. He's got one in his like boot. It's
yeah,
just there's something about it. The throat mics are really cool. I think
yeah.
that's a nice inclusion, and you don't see push like them.
No, and they use them
You
as
don't
well.
see
They don't
that in a
just
lot of
chat.
films.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
They actually do use them, and a lot of the dialogue is over radio, which I think is really cool.
Mm.
Some other weapons to take note of. I mentioned the HK Mark 23s, which are really cool, like a big 45 caliber USP
Yeah.
pistol. I think this is one of the best film kind of use depictions of it.
Agree.
There's a couple
Yeah.
of P226s, SIGs as well. A couple of guys draw. Lake has one. I think one of the snipers has one. There's an M1A1 Springfield standing in for like a Mark M25 M14 sniper rifle.
Yeah. He just shows up, that sniper. He just comes
Yeah,
out of
where's he
nowhere
come
when they
from?
need. I thought that
We're
every
going to
time
get to this. There's a lot of characters that do that in this film. They just
pop up.
turn the fuck up.
I'm like,
Yeah,
where
it's
have
just
you
like,
been? Where were you?
yeah. Legs running around with a Remington 870 shotgun with a
Oh yeah, when he's covering
cartridge
the extraction of the
cradle.
helicopter. It's very cool.
Yeah, cartridge
Yeah.
cradle on the side.
I found out the character of JKL, the Mohawk guy, Lake, he was then used as a basis for the character of Soap in the Call of Duty games,
Okay.
apparently.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. M72 Laws, quite a bit, nice bit of action from those at the end as well. One of the guys, I think, is it Cole? It's not Cole. That has the M249 saw.
Yep.
What else is in there? Yeah.
Oh, shout out to the AKMs Abound used by the
totally.
rebels
Like
as well.
SKSs, AKMs,
cool.
Type 56s, RPDs, Chinese Type 69 RPGs.
Yeah, there's a apparently K98K knocking around there somewhere.
Yeah, I saw that on IMDb. Yeah. And they're all rocking like, well, the officers at least are rocking like a lizard type camo.
I think so.
And like maroon berets. It's very Central Africa vibed.
It is. I almost get I don't want to say it because it's not the same thing, but I get like this movie is way more serious, but I get like a Wild Geesey feel from this at times.
There's times, yeah.
And I'm not sure I should be getting that from this movie.
No.
They
were
something
going for that, were they?
No, it's weird. Yeah. Do you know? I know I'm saying it though. It makes sense in a way. Yeah.
The plot points are there. I mean, I don't think Bellucci is as engaging a character as the rescuing a president.
Well, she's given not a lot to do. Really.
I mean, that's it. Right. Should we go into favorite scenes? I don't think we got much more to cover. I'm going to talk about a lot of the cool Ali stuff in favorite scenes anyway.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Hello, I'm Al Murray, and you're listening to Fighting on Film, the world's #1 war film podcast.
It's that final set piece that is the standout moment, I think, of the movie. But this week, it's like I'm starting my final thoughts, but I'm not. But I have to say it to make it make sense. So it's good and it's well shot like the rest of the movie. And I think the movie handles its action scenes well and a little less heavy-handed than some movies do, I think, in this period.
Yeah, there's no slow-mo or anything like that.
Yeah, so like think of the scene where the team are helping rescue the people from the rebels committing acts of genocide earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
That is played as like, oh, look how cool Bruce Willis is going along with this silenced pistol. But then it also shows you the impact of witnessing these atrocities on the team themselves. So I like that part of it. And I thought it was really well done. But then the movie, this final set piece for me, the movie becomes another film here. So the final 20, 30 minutes of this movie is just like a pure war film. And it doesn't feel, it feels, it's great to watch. It's a very well done scene. You've got people running around, Cole Hauser doing a big somersault to throw a claymore down and sort of vaulting back over a tree. But like, it feels like it's from a different movie Like it's just odd.
I think it's because there isn't a set piece any earlier. I think if there'd been a small set piece at the start, maybe that would have helped ground it as something, because you go through this and it's a very tense kind of thriller, almost adventure movie for a lot of the runtime, and then it kind of just goes full throttle at the end.
And obviously it's showing,
which is a classic way of doing this kind of film, to be fair.
And I heard that I don't know if Matt mentioned it in the production, but Fuqua was forced into making the film a little bit less cerebral, a bit more actiony by the studio. Okay. And there's a few deleted scenes, so there's a different ending on my Blu-ray that I've watched. But we only do theatrical release on the show. We don't do deleted scenes, anything like that. And there's apparently a scene where he kissed Bellucci, but they cut it out. It didn't work with test audiences. Yeah, same here.
I didn't feel like it was necessary for the plot, nor was it necessary for their relationship.
No, not at all.
I didn't feel like that was what was there.
No, but from a pure war movie show, obviously, but from a pure war movie-esque vision, that set piece is really blooming good. You know, like the lads peeling off, covering each other, walk into contact. You never see that in movies.
No.
You know, I think the last time we saw that on the show was when we did Ceasefire, with the Marines doing it in the Korea in the 50s. So we've not really seen that. There's elements of this movie that are really, really great. But then it is the movie itself 100% what you want it to be. And I'll talk about that in a minute.
The end scene's your favourite scene, is it?
It is, yes. Purely because of how bombastic it is.
Yeah.
But then I have caveat. As I said, I've mentioned my caveats with it. But it's popcorn cinema at its best, isn't it? But is it right for this film with this plot? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, Matt, you talk about your favourite scene.
Well, there's a scene where the doctor is applying a what can only be described as the single worst bandage to a foot I've ever seen. And she tells the woman who's trudging through the Nigerian jungle to try and keep it dry.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. That's not going to stay dry, and that bandage is not staying on. That is my favourite scene, but I did have to point that out one out. That was
scripting is an issue.
That was a weird scene.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of honourable mentions. I really liked Red's Claymore ambush, where there's a mole and they booby track the body, and he stays behind with a couple of claymores and like lights him off. That's a nice sequence.
And the general says no, don't, because he knows it's going to be a trap.
Yeah, classic. Oh, speaking of tropes, Rob, are you ready for a bit of a trope tally?
Go on then.
I've done it again.
Bit of extra for the folks this week.
Yeah. Trope tally. Medical personnel clashing with the military.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Classic. Missionaries won't leave.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Night vision scope with random crosshair that has no business being the crosshair visible.
Love it.
The mole with the radio transmitter.
Very Red Dawn, wasn't it?
Very, very. Never seen the guy before. Never seen him in the entire film. They don't
even do like a little bit of him, like sort of clutching something in his pocket.
There's no establishing shot of that at any point in the film.
I know.
It just, the first time you see him is when he awkwardly smiles directly at the camera, and you're like, "Who's that guy?" Being really shifty.
The movie does so much to like give jeopardy to the situation, but then when it does something like that, you're like, "Oh well, that guy. Who is that guy?" You know, we haven't seen him before. You know, and I guess from the point of view of the SEALs, they haven't seen him before either. They haven't thought about that. But then
I'll get to that in a minute, because God knows the SEALs don't interact with any of the refugees.
Not really, no.
Boy.
No,
anyway,
not really.
And in that scene, Bruce then becomes like, he becomes as bad as the enemy, because he's like kneeling on a wounded guy's chest and then threatening to kill people. And you're like, these people are refugees that have just seen horrible things happen in their village. They don't need this right now, Bruce.
You've seen it as well, Bruce. Yeah.
And that rounds out the trope tally. There's a couple of others that might pop up.
Can I give man in command on the ground, i.e. Willis, going over the head of his CEO back at base?
Perfection.
That's
just
a great
in time. Just in time air support. Danger Close.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that was the trope tally, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that.
Okay, no, I liked it. It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite scene is I do think the village sequence where they intervene in the genocide is very well done. There's some quite harrowing scenes, and
It's
it
the hardest
explains the
hitting part of
jeopardy
the
of it
movie.
all.
It doesn't pull its
It
punches.
absolutely is. It
No.
explains why they mutilate that woman. Why they're killing these people. I think that was good. But I'll come back. I'll come back to talking about my issues with the way that they characterize the refugees at the end. I'm sure we kind of echo those as well. I get the vibe. But yeah, that ending. I mean, if you take that as just a piece of cinema, as a piece of action cinema, it's so good.
Yeah.
Because they advance to contact, and it's really well shot. It's very kinetic, and they kind of break through the blocking force that's blocking them from getting across the border to Cameroon, and then they have to 180 and fight off the general and his militia force, which has caught them up, and it's just peak. It's
very good.
There's another classic trope where just enough of the cast dies at the beginning to know that the climax is coming.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Red even says at one point, I'm paraphrasing, but he goes, I'm gonna get out of here or die trying, and I'm like, oh no, don't say that, Red. Don't say that, Cole Hauser.
Oh no.
So the way I'm likening this end bit, and I just had a brainwave. You know how the start of Wind Talkers is better than the rest of the movie?
Yes.
It's like that for me. It feels completely out of place with the rest of the film. I think that's how I'm going to make it make sense.
I will say that this is an entirely better film than Wind Talkers.
Of course it is.
I will say it makes a lot more sense.
It's not hard to do that,
Yeah.
But that's how it feels like to me. It feels like it's from a different movie. Like you could cut this into a different film and you probably wouldn't notice.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's the first favorite scenes I've ever had where I've been like, I enjoy this, but for the wrong reason.
I don't know whether it's for the wrong reason, but I know what you mean. But you got hip firing, you got the guys firing off the laws, the walking fire, and then the defense at the end where he runs out and puts that claymore down, which is insane, and it kills just like 3 guys. It was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
He could have just put that right where it was and then used it as they peeled off. That would have made more sense. But
it's cool though, isn't it? It's you definitely can hear a studio guy going, we need to get some action in here. Come on, dude.
Get a somersault in. Get a somersault in, Antoine.
Yeah.
I want Cole Hauser to somersault over something.
Yeah, you're shooting a Bruce Willis movie. Remember that kind of. You can hear that in the background, can't you? Yeah.
But you got that epic peel sequence as well, where they transition to pistols and Lake's laying it down with the shotgun, and they go from bursts to single shots because the ammo's kind of running out, and that's a nicer piece. Again, a piece of that attention
as
to
a
detail
pure
I really
piece of
liked.
war cinema.
It's good.
It's great.
Yes. It's good. Yeah, it's up there with Black Hawk Down and
it is.
16 Hours in terms of bits of realism and authentic kind of feeling action sequence. I think. Just to jump around a little bit, you got that classic opening with some contemporary news footage, which kind of makes it kind of feel like a true story, but it's not.
Isn't it? It's
Nigeria
based on
did have a couple of coups in the 90s.
Yeah.
But
I heard
yes, it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Based on a
Canadian op. Yeah.
Canadian Special Forces operation in Colombia. What was that about?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was what I read. I think that was mentioned in the behind the scenes Blu-ray features and stuff. That's where that's from. That the nighttime night vision insertion, the Halo jump was cool.
Yeah, Halo jump 5 minutes in is pretty
followed by
nice
a classic seals popping up out of some water and scaring someone.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all camoed up really heavily as well. Yeah. If you squint at times, it's like a Vietnam War movie. This
absolutely
movie,
is.
squint.
And I kind of agree with the retro reviews comparison to Green Berets because Willis has got some really great lines in this. I think Z turns to him and says to him, LT, what about the rules of engagement? And Bruce just turns to him and goes, we're already engaged.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
Bruce.
They save the zingers for Brucey, but you're going to, aren't you?
They do. You got the cowboy the fuck up line, which is great.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's like over the radio to like the guys in the air cover, and he's like, "I've got buku pad guys on the tree line."
Very,
Like,
very
so
cool.
Vietnam,
Very
so Vietnam.
Yeah, it is.
But you made a really good point. You said that this could have easily been a Nam film. You could have put this entire like plot into Vietnam.
If you tinker it a little bit, yeah. Because I'm still crying out for a Navy SEAL Nam film or something, because it's not been done.
Lep team goes in to rescue Western doctor that's been helping in a
or PALs, getting PALs at the end of the
village
war
that's about to get overrun. You know, you could do anything like that.
You can easily do it. Anyway, so I think we should transition into final thoughts.
I think so.
So I think I've probably alluded to this. It's a film of two halves for me. I watched it when it came out in 2003. I think I rented it.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it last year. I think it's a good movie, but it holds itself back from being a great movie. Willis is your main man, and everything else is kind of hinged on him, and it feels that way from learning about it. And also, as well, I think maybe why this movie didn't hit with audiences is there's not another star here. There's no one else to bring you in.
Denzel as the Z character.
But at this point, Denzel's too big. And
It would have been great, though.
He would have been good, but I think he would have been out of place anyway. Like, this is sort of this Hollywood thing where we're still in the period of.
You'd have had to have given Z a lot more to do, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Bruce can carry a movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
absolutely.
I think as the years have gone by, it's just another Bruce Willis action film, which is a shame because the story itself has a lot going for it. And I think another thing about holding it back, it's this tonal shift from showing you war crimes and the atrocities and the plight of the Nigerian people in the midst of this coup.
Yeah.
And how it affects the SEAL teams, how it's affecting these refugees, how they're going to get out. Impossible odds. But then I still alluded to it. It kind of, I'm not saying it cheapens itself, but when it goes into like full balls to the wall action right at the end, I'm like, something lacks here, and I think it's script probably over anything, because the movie itself is well shot. I think it's well edited.
Absolutely.
But there's something missing here. Obviously, it makes you think a lot about that part of the world, war crimes, atrocities. It's so horrible, and it does a good job of doing that. Then it kind of misses the mark on it as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's something here. I can't quite say it right, but I don't hate the movie. I don't love the movie.
Let me try, because I think I've found what the crux of the problem is. I think it's a shame that the refugees are used as almost as a prop, and none of them ever speak.
Not really. There's a few speaking characters that I mentioned.
There's Patience being the lead one, and Arthur as well, as obviously
the son of the president who's been killed.
Yeah, which we need to talk about because that anyway.
And that only comes up like an hour and a half in.
Exactly.
And you're just feeling like this should have been mentioned earlier.
It really should. Well, let me make my point, then we'll come back to that. So, there's a handful of scenes, maybe two, where the refugees talk to the SEALs, and there's only two meaningful scenes with any length of dialogue. But there's no scenes where they speak to one another and talk about the situation. And I just would have felt more for them if I'd known more about them. Like, we kind of get a little bit of background to the SEALs, but not a lot. As we've said, the script is very sparse.
We don't even get that much on the coup itself.
No, you don't really.
And why it's so
as I said,
to this mission.
It's basically set up in that contemporary footage, footage of atrocities going on in Africa. I don't know where that footage was taken from, but it was probably pulled from Africa in the 90s. It's that kind of footage.
That is very hard hitting. It would have maybe been nice to cut some more of that in.
Yeah,
as scene transitions.
I kind of agree. I mean, I like the fact that they had a guy on the flight deck doing a report. That was very Gulf War, I thought.
That was cool. Yeah,
but shots of them looking sad isn't enough.
No,
it's just not. And there's like one chat between Patience and Z, and that's it. And there's a racial.
And Patience talks to Willis right near the end,
very at the end. But there's that element because Z says, I'm African. These are my people, and he has that connection with Patience, and that is the strongest element of this. But I would have liked more of that because there's a commonality between those two, which makes a lot of sense and it works well. But but the rest of them, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work
No.
as well as it could, and they could have done more with the characters to try and alleviate that problem and make us care a bit more about the refugees. We care because we've seen the atrocities, and we care because we want the people to, escape the bad guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, but it would have been nice to, humanize them a bit more, have them talk amongst themselves. I don't even feel like the Lena, the doctor character, does a lot anyway. She basically is just there to argue with Bruce for the first act, become grudgingly, appreciative of him saving them. Kind of forgets the fact that he was going to leave them all in the lurch anyway.
Yeah.
And then she's less of a hindrance. She doesn't really do any actual good doctoring. I've talked about that scene where she puts a really shit bandage on a woman's foot. That was terrible.
That's scripting though. That's not, you know what I mean? Like that's, yeah.
I mean, come on.
I know what you're getting at though. Yeah, I know what you're getting at.
I think the film lags a lot in the center as well. I think it could have been paced a little bit tighter in the center because we have.
I thought it was paced for a 2-hour flick. I actually thought the pacing was decent.
I would have liked a small set piece at the start just to ground us in that mindset that there will be, more of that later. And then I would have liked a slightly more taut middle act.
Okay.
Just to ground in the characters, essentially. So take the president's son that we mentioned a minute ago. You got Arthur. He just turns the fuck up. It's stupid. We've got Red comes over with the laptop with the sat link and points to a thermal image that the satellite's beaming down, and he's like, "Oh, we're being chased by 300 dudes, by the way. This is their thermal signatures. I don't know how they're tracking us."
I love how they're all individual dots.
You're like
some poor Navy SEAL
right?
man back at the base had to John Madden style pen that all in.
So you've got 20 refugees trudging through the jungle. That's probably not that hard to track. Okay.
No.
But then I'm like, well, obviously they're tracking the refugees,
Yeah. And the footprints in the mud, or the branches that have been cut.
Why are they doing this for a white doctor? Great, okay, maybe. Just because.
Yeah. So that
you can't just in the third act introduce
a
MacGuffin character that's the president's son of the president's been killed, his son got away, he's introduced, and it's like oh. They know he's here because another guy that we haven't met before, Gideon, just turns up and had a radio transmitter.
If he had been being sheltered by the humanitarian aid workers at that hospital, and then it just so happens that, hey, Bruce Willis has been sent to get this doctor out because reasons.
There was no establishing shot.
No,
that is exactly what should have happened.
Yeah, they turn up.
I think has happened. Yeah, but they don't establish that, and they just throw it in at the end.
Yeah. They turn up as they go to leave. She goes, "Look, if you're taking me, you're going to have to take the president's son because they're coming for him. There's a big group of guys and they're going to come and kill him, and it's really important that we get him out too." I
think it would have made more sense if they hadn't done that. If she'd not known he was the president's son at all.
Yeah, maybe, or something. But
because
for the audience,
why would she know that and then not mention it to him when she gets on the chopper? In the end of the first act.
I mean just a complete rewrite. Why? Just do it that way because then the plot is stronger.
That's what I'm saying. If you hadn't done what you're suggesting, you would just have her character not know who he was either.
Oh, of course. No, yes. No, you're right. Yeah.
But
can you see what I'm getting at? It is a good movie. It's got good parts.
Yes.
But it's not a full thing. It's something missing here.
Yes, it's not the complete package. It has a couple of points where you're like, that doesn't make sense.
And I do think it's a bit underrated. I remember it being heavily marketed over here in the UK when it came out.
I remember getting VHS
for it everywhere. Yeah, I rented it. Yeah, that's how long ago it was. And it's a Navy SEALs film, and there aren't many of them.
I think it's well directed. It's beautifully shot. The score's good. The acting's good. For the most part, for what they've got to do. The plot and the scripting is where it's lacking. I think that's the main point.
Yeah.
But as an interesting kind of not typical war movie, definitely an interesting one.
No, I think you're right. So I think that was Tears of the Sun, 2003. It's out there on Blu-ray. I think it's sometimes on Netflix, sometimes on Prime.
It's on Amazon right now.
It's on Amazon Prime right now. So
there
you go. There you go. There's an ad for it earlier in the show, but please go and check warfaremedia.net. You
Indeed.
can get 20% off your order by using the code FOF20, and he now does clothing. Anyway,
Very cool.
moving on to this year's first large question of the year.
Exciting.
Yeah. So my large question was, what's a war film you just can't get through for any reason? So Warfare Media himself says Apocalypse Now needs an intermission.
It kind of does. I
Kinda
would be
do
angry
agree.
with that, especially
Well,
like Redux.
Yeah,
It needs it.
Yeah. Well, Redux really needs it. Go and gather your thoughts. Have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Paul says Saints and Soldiers for me.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bit of a straight to DVD one, that one. Simon Whippet says Thin Red Line.
Mm.
Joseph Ricky goes Battle of the Bulge and Saving Private Ryan.
Ooh.
Interesting there.
Okay.
Battle of the Bulge.
I wonder where it loses. I wonder where it loses Joe. Saving Private Ryan. I don't know.
Let us know. Let us know,
where it
Joe.
goes a bit like road movie-ish, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I watched it with a friend recently, and he did say that. He said that the middle bit, it really lost him. And then when they found Ryan, or just before they found Ryan, he's like, it kicked back in for me. He thought there was like 40 minutes where he just wasn't feeling it.
It's always great to get extra perspective on that, I think.
Then we have JMCN, who goes Battle of the Bulge again, The Great Escape, The Imitation Game, and U571. We have Dr. Kirsten McKenzie. She says, Schindler's List. I tried to watch it twice, but I found it so heart-wrenchingly sad I can't get past the first couple of scenes.
That's a good reason for not being able to get through it.
That's a fair one.
I mean, did we get any come and sees?
We didn't, no.
That's another one that is hard to sort of get through.
Tony Cowards says The Hurt Locker. For a supposedly realistic portrayal of modern war, it's just too stupid and full of things that would never happen, starting with the overall premise of an ordnance disposal officer who's a maverick and doesn't play by the rules. Absolute crap. Although you get Ralph Fiennes as a PM, private military contractor in that, and it's
I always
incredible.
thought he was sass in that film, but yeah, no, that's
Was
a
he?
good sequence.
He might be sass, but he's good
I don't know. Either way.
Then you have Brian Williams, who says Pearl Harbor. I just fast forward to the attack. I think everyone does now, don't they? Really?
No one needs the love triangle bit.
Yeah. Dean says Fury. The Germans are just too dumb and incompetent. War movies need good, threatening antagonists. Jerry Kahn says 633 Squadron. And rounding us out, we'll go with Damo, who says truly awful and offensive to the Navajo code talkers. And it is, of course, Wind Talkers, a film that Matt famously said John Woo shat his pants all over it. That is an all-time FOF quote ingrained in my brain. So, Matt, what's a war film you can't get through?
So my criteria for this is if it's on TV and I sit down and I go, oh, great, I can sit down and watch A Bridge Too Far from start to finish if it's on TV, or I can jump into it at any point. Same with Where Eagles Dare. And same with quite a lot of other war movies, obviously. But
thank God we were doing the show if you didn't.
I know, right? But it makes things a lot easier that I can actually stomach a war film now and then.
Blimey, thank gosh.
I think for me, it's either Force 10 from Navarone, which I think is a laborious waste of cast.
The review of that this year is going to be lit.
Probably going to do this year.
So good. I actually like that. I rate that movie.
I know you do. That's what makes it so funny whenever I slate it. Bridge on the River Kwai for me.
Oh, okay.
Watched it again recently, and I was like, great piece of cinema, interesting film. Just elements of it I do not like. And I'll save those thoughts for when we cover it on the show. One. But I'm like,
I get it. For me, it is Thin Red Line, because I think after the battle
pacing of it is just
in the village,
all over the show. Yeah.
How many more B-roll transitions do I have to watch? Like, oh my God. Yeah, the crabs are fighting on the beach. I know that's an allegory for war. I know that. It's too art house, I think, is its problem. Anyway.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of rumours about how he edited that film, isn't there?
Well, yeah, listening to Green Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the second one for me, and it's a bit of a left field one, and I don't know if, I assume listeners have seen it, and maybe you've seen it too, Matt. It's not a true war film. It's got war bits in it. Shay Part 2.
I don't think anyone likes Shay Part 2.
I hated it.
I've never met any, much like Avatar fans, I've never met anyone that went, oh, Shay Part 2 was the best part.
The first one, great film. We'll do it on the show. Really good.
Absolutely.
Not only in biopic terms, but also in war movie terms. Really well done.
Yeah.
But the second one's just so laborious. But yeah, I thought that was a good large question for the start of the year. So yeah, we're back. Look forward to weekly FOF episodes coming into your podcast stream. There's now a Spotify playlist, so you won't miss an episode.
There is. So a bit of housekeeping. There's the FOF group on Facebook where everyone can
FOF
chat,
faithful,
which has
yeah.
been very active and very nice. There is a Letterboxd. Shout out to Marcus Holscher. I think that's how his second name is pronounced. He sent us in a letterbox. There's a link to that up on our website at the moment, which is really cool. It's most of the films that we reviewed on the pod, all the way back to Theirs is the Glory and Miss Grant Goes to the Door, straight through to the most recent Mech Month at the end of last year. So yeah, go check that out. Really cool.
I've been heavily promoting the pod to random people that I've met since I've moved as well. So hello, if you're listening out there.
A FOF evangelist. Just
really
spreading the good news.
So yeah, it's good to be back. Plenty of war films to cover this year. Plenty of new war films coming up. I know we've got Warfare,
a couple of new things.
A24 coming up.
Exciting.
Try and get a screener for that if we can, because it looks very, very good. A couple of guest episodes in the pipeline that you'll know about when we know about them. But we've found some interesting people to talk to for sure coming up. So look out for that. It's good to be back, folks. And thanks for listening. And you can support the show if you wish on Patreon. Follow us all on the socials that you can. And we'll catch you next week for more Fighting on Film. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.